6 months will be the MENA. Well, the MENA, they have 20 million people between 15 and 35 years old holding a smartphone next year. 20% of them already have bought an application, and 60% use the internet to browse how to do things and to socialize. Now, now that we talked about the marketing, let's talk a bit about the financials. With financials, all right, we will have three main sources of revenues. The most important one is what we call the featured list. Featured list means that a company can put its own list in our application, for example, how to do a certain task using their tools, and they will have to pay for it. On the later stage, we will have paid application versus the free application. And of course, we will have something called micropayment. That means if someone thinks he has an amazing list to provide, maybe he wants to sell it, or maybe someone else wants to buy it, and we will do these payments through SMS or something really easy. All right, and our cost, it will be basically users acquisition and human resources. All right. Now, our competitors, well, of course, there is YouTube providing all kinds of tutorials. There are websites like WikiHow and eHow. They show you how to do a lot of stuff. But none of these websites, they'll let you really customize your need, customize the task you want to do to really enjoy it and take full advantage of it. And none of the websites available lets you keep track on what you're doing, what's still to be done, what you didn't do, what you forgot to do. And now the marketing, we will launch in December with a huge Christmas campaign, because in this part of the year, lists are very popular. So we'll use this to launch at first. Then we will have an official launch in February, just along Valentine's, so that we can use Valentine's to really market our product. And we will be really close to university students. We do all kinds of competitions, activities, rally papers, just really focus on their need and see how we can do challenges between them to market our product. And by March 2013, we expect to have 25,000 users, 800 approved lists, and 12,000 application downloads. And so that's the roadmap. Like I said, we'll start in December, but our alpha version will be available in November. So if you like what I'm saying, what I'm talking about, just join us in our booth and tell us. I like what you guys do, and I want to collaborate with you in the alpha version so that we can take feedbacks and improve more. And in March, so we'll have the third version, which will be our preparation to expand regionally in the MENA. In March, in the third version, we will be having all the content in Arabic so that we can really boom into the MENA. So now I'll tell you a bit about the people behind Kactus. Right, there is Leah Dunya, the designer, Bassam Saif, the developer, and myself, Nadi, the business analyst here. Well, the idea behind Kactus came from the same frustration all of us had into going to procedures and not knowing where to begin. Just having our parents saying us to do, hey, go do this paperwork, do that paperwork, and just really we don't know where to begin. Yeah, like we have the will to, but we don't know where to begin. So it's with a common need that we have came up with this idea here in the sequence itself. Well, as a team, our latest achievement was hiking Mount Annapurna in Nepal together last winter, and now it's our second best achievement. Thank you. Now a bit of a small demo. And Leah Dunya, the designer.
Kactus is an online platform for community-generated to-do lists that organize the steps needed to complete any procedure in a simple and reliable way. Search terms by subjects or creator, or simply browse through the categories. Create a public and private to-do list. Lists can contain any media, GPS locations, or links to other Kactus lists. Check your friends' lists. Request lists from the community. Sync with calendars, reminders, and other devices. share with other users.
So now if you have any
Questions? Hi. Can you give us some examples of to-do lists that people need in general?
Yeah, definitely. Well, in Lebanon, one of the most common to-do lists they need to do is all of the mu'amalat today. Like I said, to go mechanic, if I want to do سجل عدلة, if I want to صورة مصدقة من المختار, I don't know, all of these stuff. There are no guidelines online on how to do them. No guidelines. And from the simplest thing, like doing a great coffee to going to India for a trip, to go hiking, like anything, to fly a kite, I don't know, anything a human being can dream of doing, can dream of achieving, he can through this application. And it's very important that it is generated by users. So if I'm about to do a certain task, then probably someone my type just did it yesterday. So the way he will explain it will get directly to me, and I will get the feeling of what he did and do the same with me. Like, for example, if you're talking about governmental paperwork, I don't think you'll find anywhere online. Just maybe you have to help this guy out so that he can help you back. Maybe you have to call someone. So there are really tricks that there is no way to find online, but that users know how to.
Anyone else?
How do you make money?
Okay, so as we said, to make money, we have featured lists. I can give an example. Can we give brands? Like, for example, maybe Yokohama, they want to show people how to change the tires. All right, so they put their lists and they tell you, use this tire from Yokohama or this tire depending on your car style. So then we will have targeted, I'm not going to call it advertising because it's not, it's more interactive. Because then the company Yokohama will be solving a problem for its customers. So then they'll really get really popular with it. So I think they'll be ready to pay a lot for this service. And as I said, there might be a lot of micropayments, especially for maybe people who will put recipes online or put business models online. Like, they don't want to do it for free, so there will be micropayments available. And because in Lebanon, in the region, you have problem paying online, so the micropayments will be like less than $1, so it will be really easy to pay via SMS or others.
How do you know the list is reliable if it's consumer generated?
Exactly, thank you for your question. So we'll have two kinds of lists. We'll have a list that is called a validated Kactus list. As I said, there is something called ambassadors. There is something called users, regular users, and on top of this, there is a layer called ambassadors of Kactus. And these ambassadors, they validate the list. So if, for example, someone puts a list on how to apply to AUP, I cannot afford to have on my application a wrong system. So it has to be 100% correct. So I will have to validate this through my ambassadors. So they will check it for typing mistakes, for everything related, for structure, and for the content itself. And on the later stage, we will have AUB itself, or embassies themselves, validating the list for us. Thank you again for your question.
You gave examples about muamalat to company issues like mechanic وهيك about the to-do things. But is it the problem in the platform or in the contributions of people? Yani, if people were to contribute, wouldn't they contribute on WikiHow, for example, or is it that there's no platform to do that? Because you're bringing a new platform, but why wouldn't they put it on WikiHow, for example? What's the added value?
Okay, thanks. Well, the added value to begin with is that they put something that they already did. Like, I'm doing a to-do list for myself at first. So I did the to-do list, it's there, it's available. You know, and then all I have to do is just upload it. Whereas if I want to go to WikiHow or eHow, then I have to type everything all over again. And then we will provide templates for people to write all their contents here. Like, if I want to create a new list, I may add a video, I may add a link to another list. So we have all the structures of links, of lists linking to other lists that will help the user choose this type of model. And in addition, we will market more into these kinds of معاملات. Because if people would write the معاملات on WikiHow, by now I would have tons of articles on WikiHow for the معاملات, and I have none. So there's a problem here. There's a problem on how to market it towards the معاملات, towards the governmental issues of doing their procedures.
Thank you.
Right here. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, everyone.